Another episode of SmackDown on the way to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I'm BrendenPlayz. This is WWE 2k20 Universe Mode. Welcome to another edition of the show. Tonight, we're going to find out the next participants in the Chamber match for SmackDown. Rollins versus The Miz, Daniel Bryan versus Andrade are our two headline matches here tonight. Let's get into it. This week, we're going to see The New Day up against Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Rusev goes one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. And we will also see another big matchup here. Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin looking to get their way, get their careers going as a team, and they're taking on the club. Natalya will go one-on-one with Zelina Vega. Natalya's been on a bit of a roll as of late. The Usos will take on Harper and Rowan in tag team action as well. And a match we mentioned a moment ago, The Miz versus Seth Rollins. This is an Elimination Chamber match qualifier, as is our main event. Daniel Bryan versus Andrade. Andrade, he's been perfect since coming to SmackDown. Bryan, not so much. We'll see how that goes. The New Day pick up the win in the tag team opener. Drew McIntyre, too good for Rusev here tonight. And we'll also see Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin. Wow, bit of an upset, I would say. A win over the club. Well done to those two. Natalya, once again, getting another victory. She's been very, very good. And the Usos pick up a win over Harper and Rowan as well. It's time for The Miz versus Seth Rollins. Elimination Chamber qualifier here tonight. The Miz, the former United States champion, tag team champion, looking to, well, get his main event status back towards him. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen The Miz at the very top of his game as a single star. But this is a perfect chance, a perfect opportunity here for The Miz. And you can see 68 wins to his name. 43% of those have been wins out of all of his matchups. So Miz, the consistency is probably where he's lacked. There's no doubt about it. He's got the talent to be a top guy here on the brand. But the fact remains, you know, he just hasn't been consistent enough to, I suppose, warrant the opportunities. That's what he's been really starving of, a lack of opportunities to really prove himself. And when he has had chances on a consistent basis, it's been okay. You know, as we said, the United States Championship, he's held that title, so clearly at times he's been good enough. This man, Seth Rollins, one of SmackDown's all-time greats, here on the brand, here in Universe Mode. He's got the most wins out of anybody, 124 victories, 66% wins out of all of his matches is so impressive. Tag team champion, US champion, world champion many times. He's held the world title more than anybody here in Universe Mode history. Seth Rollins, what a star he is. And now, after losing the WWE Championship not too long ago, he's out of the title mix, perhaps for WrestleMania, unless he can go on to win the Elimination Chamber match. But first, he's got to qualify. He wants that title back, but to win the championship, he's going to have to get through the Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania. At the moment, Sami Zayn was still awaiting his response of where he's going to go, what's going to happen for him. We expect to hear that very soon, perhaps even as soon as next week here on SmackDown. So that's exciting news that Sami Zayn will give us his verdict, where he's going to go. Currently he is on SmackDown, but he has the option to go back to Raw and potentially face Braun Strowman or somebody else. We don't quite know yet. We'll find out after the Chamber who will be champion. But yeah, it's a big chance right there at the Elimination Chamber for someone to win a championship and get to WrestleMania. And this is what you really dream for as a superstar. You want to get to WrestleMania. It's the big dance. It's the big show of the year. And the Chamber's the one last stop. It's the one last opportunity you've got to get yourself onto WrestleMania. And if you're in the Elimination Chamber, you've got a chance to either, you know, become the #1 contender or win the championship itself. And that will secure your place at WrestleMania as The Miz hung up on the ropes for the second time there by Rollins. And for Rollins, he's been champion for a good period of the season here in Universe Mode, but to lose the championship, the final hurdle, and not make it to WrestleMania would be pretty disheartening for him as he spikes The Miz down with the DDT. And The Miz, as we said earlier on, he's just been out of the mix. And this is a chance for him to get back there. And that's what he wants, as Rollins, spinning forearm, connecting nicely on the jaw of The Miz, the former US champ. And now Miz, stuck down head first there by Rollins again, who's building a bit of momentum early in this one. Miz, though, with a counter. Much needed one. Sami Zayn does go to Raw. That will mean that the Elimination Chamber match will become a #1 contenders match, which means Roman Reigns will not have to compete in that. And of course, there'll be 6 SmackDown superstars competing against one another to determine the winner there. If Zayn does stay here on SmackDown, Roman Reigns will have to defend the championship inside the Elimination Chamber, and that will be one massive hurdle for Reigns to overcome to get to WrestleMania. We know Sami Zayn and Reigns have so much history, so much hatred for each other. There's no doubt about that, as Rollins lands the super kick on the jaw of The Miz. So it would be huge if Sami Zayn would match up against Reigns, but Sami Zayn's got to consider all his options. You know, he has beaten Reigns before, but that was quite some time ago. Reigns is a much improved superstar. He's the champion many, many times now. He's been so good for the last couple of seasons. Might be a bit of a risk to try and come after Reigns. He might be better off just waiting his time and going over to Raw and rolling the dice. You know, we won't know who will be the champion, but you know, it might be worth just trying your luck. Of course, if Zayn does stay here on SmackDown, that will mean, of course, the Raw Elimination Chamber match will become the #1 contendership matchup, as The Miz, with these big kicks, lands one right in the head there. Rollins goes down, and Miz, he's going to do it again. Why not? It worked the first time, kicking right into the torso, and now the big kick to the head again. Rollins is hurting, holding his head at the moment. He's in a bit of trouble here. The Miz working his way back into this thing, which is great to see for The Miz. As Miz, skull-crushing finale! Cover, but Rollins had his hand on the rope. Miz could have won the match right there, but Rollins with a hand on the rope, forcing the rope break. And Miz, well, he's Elimination Chamber prospects maybe up in flames right there. It's not good for The Miz. A small mistake like that can cost you so dearly, but he's not going to give up. He's still keeping the offense going, and that's what you want to do with The Miz. Rollins trying to fight back though. Rollins over the top of the rope. Miz, big right hand sent to the outside. Now this is the important moment in this match. Miz can't waste time. He's got Rollins to the outside. Does he continue to fight out there, or does he try and capitalize? Rollins missing The Miz, now to the barricade, and Miz, perfect opportunity to land some right hands. Alright, so we said, you know, this is the chance to you know, really make the most of this, because if he gets stuck outside the ring for too long, there's too much hazards out there. He could certainly find himself getting hit by the steel steps, the ring post, or as you saw with Rollins, the barricade. It's going to inflict a lot more damage. The Miz, I would say that was a successful little period there for him. He avoided some offense, he got Rollins against the barricade, and Miz now stretching up Seth Rollins here. The abdominal stretch. Rollins in some trouble, but quickly finds a counter. But Miz again rolling outside the ring. He's been on his game here. This has been really, really impressive from The Miz so far. And this is the type of performance we need to see from The Miz. If he's going to be a top guy, he needs to start beating some high-level competitors, and Seth Rollins is definitely one of those men. Miz again to the outside, and this is what I was talking about. Getting himself caught out there. A little mistake into the steel steps, and this could turn the match immediately. But now Miz, though, that's okay. He fires one back, and it's shot for both men right there as they step into the steel steps. Now Rollins into the corner and meeting that ring post as well. Count of 7. Rollins to the steps again. Count out will be good enough. If Miz gets Rollins down again, he could just... Oh, he's going to get him back in the ring, though. He could have taken the count out victory. And if he had, it would have been a win for The Miz and an Elimination Chamber spot secured. Rollins, you can see, a little slow. Miz able to easily counter. This has not been Rollins' best performance. DDT! And he might try and just find a way here. And this is what the greats do. You know, when things are down, they're not performing at their best, they find a way, they dig deep, they somehow manage a victory. And can Rollins do that here? 2, shoulder up by The Miz. Rollins on his knees, wondering what he has to do. And he feels as though now is the time to look for the big shot. The one move that could secure this, but he went for it. Miz expected it. That curb stomp, Miz scouting it out. And a big counter there by Miz. Snapmare, Miz with a big boot. Rollins down again. Miz in prime position here. Oh, went for the knee, missing. Caught nothing but thin air. Rollins will catch him out again with a DDT. And Miz wisely rolls outside of the ring. And Rollins frustrated. He's had to work hard here, Rollins, and I gotta say, Miz is probably the front runner here to win this one. Rollins has not been at his best at all, and Miz has looked far more superior. If Miz can land that skull-crushing finale in the middle of the ring this time, I feel like he could win it here. And that would be a massive upset. And a huge win for The Miz. And he's going to go for it. Miz going to line him up. Miz, can he do it here? Oh no, he's going to go for the figure 4 leg lock instead. This could be a mistake. Miz looking for the leg lock. Rollins not prone to submitting too often. And he's quickly able to escape. And Miz may have squandered an opportunity to win this thing. And Rollins lands a big kick. Oh, that's got to be it. That is the mistake. That's the one thing Rollins would love. Is Miz though. He fires back with a clothesline and he's not done yet. I just felt as though the skull-crushing finale would have won it for The Miz there. He went for the figure 4 leg lock. He had done nothing to really damage the legs of Rollins. As you can see right there, there's nothing wrong with his legs as he lands a big super kick. And this could be it for The Miz. He's down. Rollins! No! Miz just kicked out at 2. Oh my goodness, that was close. But now time is running out maybe for The Miz. Luck is running out. Here comes Seth looking for the curve stomp. Got it! And Seth Rollins surely will win it from here. And no, Miz! Miz with a shoulder up! Oh, I thought that was going to be 3. I was just about to say, yep, Rollins has done it. He wins this thing. I am stunned. Miz stays in this. This is a hell of a performance from The Miz. This is one of the best performances we've seen from him in a long, long time. Rollins gonna go for the big frog splash, trying something different, and that could be all for The Miz. I'm not sure how much he's got left. Miz kicked out again. Wow, wow, wow. This is so impressive. And no, Miz. Ripcord knee. Rollins straight into the cover. The Miz is down. And that is finally it. Rollins had to throw everything but the kitchen sink at The Miz just to secure this win. My goodness, I tell you what, that is such a mighty effort from The Miz. To be fair, Rollins not at his best for the better half of this match, but he came good at the end and able to win. But Miz, you know, I just felt as though if he had hit the skull-crushing finale instead of the figure 4 leg lock, that could have been the game changer. Miz could have been in the Elimination Chamber instead of this man, who will qualify once again. Seth Rollins has a chance to become WWE Champion once again, or at least make it to WrestleMania once again. What a win tonight by Seth Rollins. Our next contest will be another Elimination Chamber qualifier, and this one will be Daniel Bryan versus Andrade. Well, it's two very different tales of the tapes here. Daniel Bryan recently coming back from retirement. He finished up his career after a loss at WrestleMania against The Undertaker. He had injuries that he had to really worry about. He just couldn't keep going. He needed some time away to rest up, and he figured that was going to be the end. He never expected to come back, but here he is. He came back only to have the Fiend Bray Wyatt be the first man to come after him and Wyatt has taken him down time and time again. And Bryan unable to beat him in his first match back at the Royal Rumble. And Daniel Bryan, despite the loss, hasn't given up hope that he can one day become world champion. He's never done it here in Universe Mode. He would love to finally accomplish it. For him to get there, he needs to, well, dig deep and produce an incredible performance tonight. He has not been at his best. I think just that loss and the confrontations with The Fiend has been in his head. He hasn't been able to shake it off. For whatever reason, Bray Wyatt has been obsessed with Daniel Bryan. He's been trying to, eradicate Bryan from the picture. And tonight, Bryan will be coming up against Andrade. And the reason why we say it's a tale of two different tapes is because Andrade, he's coming from NXT, and he had a mediocre run in NXT, to be fair, but he showed some promise. He defeated Aleister Black in a match that would determine who would go to the main roster. And Andrade signed a pretty hefty contract with SmackDown. Both Raw and SmackDown were trying to battle with each other to secure the contract of Andrade. SmackDown won in the end, and Andrade has been perfect since coming to the blue brand. As you can see, his overall career record isn't all that flash, but the thing about Andrade is now he's been really boasting a lot of confidence ever since that big takeover victory and moving to the blue brand. Andrade's a new man. This is a guy that believes in himself now. He's got a big contract, he's getting paid big money, there's big expectations, and some guys would buckle under that pressure, but Andrade, he's lifted his game. He has lifted his game to the point where, well, tonight, he has a realistic chance to beat Daniel Bryan. It would be a humongous effort, a big upset, but Andrade has a chance to secure that win here tonight and knock down Daniel Bryan once again to, well, he's already down the dumps as it is, but this would be tough. This would be a very tough loss for Daniel Bryan tonight. Well, this is the big tester. This is the real test to see whether or not Andrade was worth the investment. This is what we're going to find out. Is Andrade worth the big contract? Well, he needs to start beating some big-name opponents if he is. Good start, though, as these two should put on a bit of a wrestling clinic, you feel. Both very talented inside the ring, got all the moves, got all the holds. Andrade with a running powerbomb to get things really underway here. As we said, Daniel Bryan hasn't had any success at all, really, since coming to SmackDown, since his career return. He's had a horrible start. And I just believe it's been Bray Wyatt inside of his head. Bray Wyatt's attacked Daniel Bryan at his own private gym. He's attacked him at house shows. He's done it all. He's really just terrorized Daniel Bryan for a long, long time now. And Daniel Bryan's still trying to recover from it. But this is a chance now, to eradicate those thoughts of The Fiend. Get them out of his head and get to WrestleMania. If he wins this qualified tonight, he has a chance to go to the Elimination Chamber. It's a clean slate, it's a fresh start, and he's got a real great opportunity right there to make it and secure his place in the main event of WrestleMania with a world title opportunity on the line, and that will quickly dispel any issues for Daniel Bryan very, very quickly. Because, you could have a rough couple of periods, but if you are able to find a way to qualify and win the Elimination Chamber, that's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. You're either becoming the WWE Champion or you're making it to the main event of WrestleMania. It's just a couple of wins away. Bryan just has to win this one to at least have a chance. Well, there's a big chance that The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, may also qualify for the Elimination Chamber as well. We've got Lashley involved, Randy Orton, he'll be involved. There's some big names already. And it's a big chance that The Fiend could be one. We know Seth Rollins will be in there as well. One of these two men will join them. Potentially Roman Reigns will be a part of it. So this is going to be a who's who of SmackDown top stars. The thing about it is that, well, you don't want to waste this opportunity, because looking at the pecking order, if you lose and you're not a part of this Elimination Chamber match, you're going to be a long, long way down that list, and that's not where you want to be. Andrade with another snap bear. He's got Zelina Vega here tonight in his corner as well, which could prove to be a bit of a problem. Andrade with a nice kick. And Bryan coming back to his feet now. And Bryan, you can just tell he's just not on the top of his game right now. He's just head's maybe not even in the game. Bryan will win tonight, as we said. We'll fix all those issues, but he's just not quite at his best, and then it's going to take some time. You know, obviously you have a couple of year layoff. Some people expect you to come back and be brilliant right off the bat, but not many guys can do that. You know, we've seen someone like Shawn Michaels come back from years away, and he was excellent night one. But Daniel Bryan, he's had a few years away. We realistically expect him to be the star that he was before he left? To be one of the very best on the roster night one? I think that's an unrealistic expectation, and I think Bryan in himself was expecting to be able to accomplish that. I think he wanted to be the very best night one, but it just hasn't been the case. A couple of knees there in the corner, and now Andrade hooks that leg. Bryan, can he kick out? He will. Well, Andrade has been methodical and what he's been going about his business here, and the way he's been going about his business here tonight. He's just been happy to beat down Bryan, wear him down, not trying to be overly fancy so far. He's trying to punish Daniel Bryan, taking his time in doing so. Bryan up on the apron, and Andrade will sweep him out, and Bryan lands harshly on the apron. Hardest part of the ring. Bryan feeling it here tonight. Andrade looking good. Daniel Bryan needs to find something here. This has not been the performance that he's looking for. Andrade, right hand. And this is two very different situations. You know, Bryan's got no momentum. Andrade's got plenty. And confidence is a huge thing. And Bryan is just trying to find some here. Trying to believe in himself. Trying to reminisce on the days where he had all of his success years ago in Universe Mode. Andrade with the right hand, and now look out. DDT! Hammerlock DDT could be all. Bryan down. Andrade to do it. But Daniel Bryan gets that shoulder up. Wow. Alright, there is some fight left in Bryan. Well, the thing about Andrade is he hasn't got a great career record. So what Daniel Bryan needs to do is just unsettle the confidence of Andrade a little bit. Get a bit of offense in. Make Andrade work from the bottom to the top a little bit. And all of a sudden, Andrade will have some flashbacks of the terrors that he had in NXT, the tough battles he had there when he was coming so close yet so far to reaching his potential in NXT. Andrade is full of confidence now, so you just have to try and figure out a way to upset the rhythm of Andrade and take away some of that confidence a little bit. And Bryan can do so with a kick out like that, the Hemlock DDT. Might be the perfect opportunity for him to get into this matchup. And now he's working away on that leg. He's got that leg really hooked now. He's got his own leg wrapped around Andrade's, and Andrade, you can see he's wrenching it back, and he's in a lot of pain. That knee might cause a few issues here for him. Andrade back to his feet, trying to run over to Bryan. You can see he's a little slower because of that. And Daniel Bryan, what a counter. Big counter. And now the crowd with Daniel Bryan. He's feeling a bit more confident here. Bryan trying to work his way back into this, and it seems to be working. And Zelina getting her hands on Daniel Bryan. What's the deal here? And Zelina in the way of Daniel Bryan and trying to seduce Daniel Bryan. He's got no interest at all. Zelina trying to show herself off to Daniel, and he just walked straight past her and did not care at all. So Zelina not proving to be all that much of a threat at the moment. At least not a distraction, but she will be if she keeps grabbing onto Bryan. Bryan's trying to get away. Zelina's holding on to him. And now a chance for Andrade to take a bit of a breather. And now Zelina throws Daniel Bryan back in the ring. What's that all about? Well, the referee's got to do something there. Oh, big German suplex. And the distraction's now working pretty well. Well, I'm not sure what that's all about. The referee's got to do something about Zelina. She can't be putting her hands on Bryan and throwing him back in the ring. And now, Andrade over the top of the rope. Bryan with a chance now to strike, and he does. The shoulder right into the rib cage of Andrade. And this match could really go either way here. Andrade's been great for a long period of time in this match, but Bryan's starting to work himself back into it here. This one could really shift in either direction. Andrade, in the last couple of minutes, hasn't really been on top of this one. Daniel Bryan still going. What is it? Oh no. What's this about? The Firefly Funhouse, we're not scheduled to have an episode of that here tonight, but I get the feeling we're not going to have one anyways. Oh, come on. Why? You've already beaten the man. Why? Why is the Fiend about to show up? Is he about to appear? Let him in on the Titantron. Where is he? Well, meanwhile, the match is still going. Andrade with a DDT. Hammerlock DDT. Bryan distracted. Andrade will win. Where's the Fiend? Andrade with the win thanks to the Firefly Funhouse distraction. And I've got no idea why Bray Wyatt is still so obsessed with making sure that Daniel Bryan's career will never prosper. Andrade has picked up one of the biggest wins in his career. He will be a part of the Elimination Chamber. Daniel Bryan loses tonight thanks to the distraction by the Fiend Bray Wyatt. What a win though for Andrade. This could be the start of something special for his career. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.